Hi! So I crafted some sort of a setup in my mom's balcony. The lighting is trash because it's cloudy outside, but I'm gonna try my best today. It's really unstable, it's trash, it's traffic outside, I'm in Bucharest, and there are pigeons on my window, so you might occasionally hear them. But let's do some makeup. I have no idea what I want to do today. I have two palettes with me. I have the Dior 5 colors. Oh, I'm not going to attempt to speak French today. This is a neutral one. And I also have the Saharan by Juvia's Place, which is a little bit spicier, a little bit more colorful. I just got some inspiration. I'm thinking of doing a neutral look with a pop of color, like an inner corner blue probably, because I am in love with this shade. This is one of my go-tos currently. I use this one in my baby blue look, and I've been using it a lot ever since because such a beautiful shade. I'm going to start with a little bit of a base on my lids first. Right now I'm using the Shadow Insurance by Too Faced. I used to use this one on clients, but I don't really have clients anymore, so I'll be using it on myself. So I'm patting this all over my lid. I love having long bangs, but they're quite annoying when I'm doing my makeup. I'm going to use a pencil base for my neutral base. If you don't do well with pencils, you can skip this and apply a dark brown right away. Like skip this step and just move on to the next step where I'm going to apply a dark brown eyeshadow. But I really like how a pencil base looks. I feel like it intensifies the look, it increases longevity, but I'm aware that at the beginning I feel like it's a little bit trickier to work with a pencil. So I have here my Sephora Collection pencil that I'm gonna have to replace soon. And I'm applying it on the outer corner of my eye. See how I kind of lift my outer corner with it? And I'm gonna use a small pencil brush and smudge this. I think my pencil brush was a little bit dirty, some red color on it, but it's fine. I'm going to extend this like upwards and out. There's a pigeon! Okay, so that is my base. Then I'm gonna take the brown. This is the Dior palette. It's in the style Soft Cashmere. And it has this dark brown eyeshadow, which is the only matte shade of the palette. I picked it up on the same pencil brush and I'm just gonna use it to set the pencil. So again, if you don't want to use a pencil, you can start here with the dark brown eyeshadow and just place it like that on the outer corner. I'm gonna need a lighter shade of brown. I just forgot how the color brown was called for a while. To blend this out, and I'm gonna pick this this one in the middle of the palette. Even though it's not completely matte, it has a sheen on it. I've used it before as a transition whatever, and it works. It needs a little bit of adjustment on my side to be able to get used to a shimmery, it's not really shimmery, but like a shiny eyeshadow in my crease. I'm using it above the previous shade and I'm really blending the edges with it. And again, I'm doing a little extension outwards. Back to my previous brush and using it to help me blend this outer corner. I don't have any additional product on the brush. It's just that dark brown and of course the red from last time. I don't know what look I did with that red. Okay, I'm taking this middle shade again and I'm also bringing it in my crease. And I'm gonna need something for my lid. I think I'm gonna pick this metallic shade. This one is really gorgeous. I'm just gonna take it on my finger and start from the inner portion of my lid and kind of blend it towards the center of my lid. And if you need to go back to the crease and blend. Okay, I think I'm done with the upper lid. I will be moving on to the face for now. I have this Kind and Free Skin tint with me. I really love this product. The shade could be a little bit better for me. It's a tiny bit dark. But since it doesn't have a lot of coverage, it works. Like when I blend it out, it doesn't look weird. I'm doing some initial blending with my finger so my sponge does not absorb all of it, even though it's a cream texture, not really a liquid. And I'm using my sponge to blend this out. I'm kind of bringing it down towards my jawline and neck a little bit so it doesn't look like there's a difference there. And from the same kind and free range, I'm going to use the concealer. It's in the shade Light. This one again doesn't have a ton of coverage. This range, it kind of helps like to even out, brighten a little bit, and they're great for dry skin, in my opinion. The skin tint as well as the concealer. The concealer is also pretty hydrating. I'm gonna take the same sponge and do little patting motions. I'm just applying the leftover product on the outer part of my under eye. I mostly use it on the inner part. That's where my discoloration is. And that's where I could use some brightening. Now, I'm gonna need to set this so it doesn't crease throughout the day. I have here some travel size jar of powder, which is a combination of a powder that I cannot remember the name of because it was my friend's powder. So she put it in this jar. It's a funny story about this powder. It was back in September. We went to Milan together and we were trying to pack our bags like only the necessities. We had like small cabin bags. So we shared a powder and she really liked this powder. She wanted to bring it in the trip, so we used her powder, but then I mixed it. This one has a color, so it has a shade that was a little too dark for me, so I mixed in a little bit of my RCMA No Color, which is white, to lighten it. So that's my powder for today. And I'm setting my under eyes and also my pores area, so like the center of my face. Not really the nose. I could set the nose as well, but I don't mind the shininess on my nose. If you do, just apply a light coat of powder. For the blush bronzer category, I only have one product of each. So I have the Sun Lover bronzer from Catrice, Essence blush, it's the blush, and the, of course, you guessed it, the Elf-Baked highlighter in Moonlight Pearls. I'm gonna start with the bronzer, my Catrice one. I love this one, but it has shimmers in it, so if you care about that, if you don't like that, just beware. I was particularly looking for a bronzer that has shimmer. I just love how it looks, especially in summer. Hopefully warmer weather is coming, so this one's gonna be amazing. It's not that noticeable, but it has some gold little particles, especially in sunlight, they are noticeable. And it has such a beautiful warm tone. It's not too orangey, it's like the perfect warm toned bronzer. And I also use it to extend my eyeshadow into my temples, even though this area of my face is not really visible. But I love doing that. If you don't have bangs, I suggest you do. Whenever I'm doing a neutral look, I do this step. It kind of lifts the outer corner. It makes the eyeshadow look a lot more cohesive. It kind of blends into the face makeup, and I love that look. Moving on to the blush, this one has a lovely pink tone without being like too pink. It's a very natural blush color, and it's in the shade 10, by the way. I usually place this a little above the bronzer, keeping it on the sides of my face, and just like fading it inwards, but not getting too close to the center of my face. I want to avoid any redness in the center of my face. And finishing off the face makeup with my highlighter, which I'm gonna apply high up on my cheekbone here. I usually highlight my inner corner of the eye as well, but today, since I'm gonna be using blue in my inner corners, I'm skipping it. Just dusting a little bit of that, just the leftover from my brush in the center of my face. On the highest points, like my chin, tip of the nose, and Cupid's bow. And I also like highlighting in between the brows here. Jumping back to the eyes, I'm going to do my lower lash line. I'm going to start with a dark brown eyeshadow on the same pencil brush. I'm starting from the outer corner. I'm doing a little connection to the top part. I'm fading it towards the inner portion. Not bringing it all the way to my inner corner, I'm just using it, I'm just fading it a bit. And here in my outer corner, I'm trying to create like a triangle shape, so the makeup kind of flows nicely. Then I'm gonna take my transition and blend this out. Applying this all over my lower lash line, and again connecting it to the top part. Okay, time for the fun part. I'm going to pick up my Saharan 2 palette. I'm gonna pick up this blue. This is the reason why I picked up this palette. I'm gonna use the other shades as well. I'm gonna be here until the end of the month, so I need variety. I'm stamping this in the inner corner. Like, see how magical that looks? It's more teal than blue. Such a beautiful color. And I'm using a flat brush to apply it. Finishing off the eyes with mascara, but first I'm curling my lashes as usual. Using my cheap lash curler. In my opinion, this tool does not matter. Some people say it does. I don't know. I had absolutely no issues with this one, and I paid like $2 on it. And the mascara that I brought with me is the 5D Lash Pow mascara from Revolution. I'll be using it on the lower lashes as well. Carefully, because the brush is huge, I don't want to make a mess. Moving on to the lips, I think I only have neutrals with me. I might have a red lipstick as well, but it doesn't suit today's look. So I'm gonna line my lips with the NYX lip pencil in the shade Nude Truffle, which is my favorite nude shade at the moment. I'm gonna do a little bit of filling in on the sides of my lip. And I'm gonna finish off with the Fenty Gloss Bomb in the shade Fussy. And this is the finished look. I hope you like how it came out. I personally love a neutral look with a subtle pop of color. I feel like it turns a neutral, I'm not gonna say boring, but like plain look into a more fun version. I feel like this would work if you're going to a concert or even a dance club or anything party related. I feel like it looks really fun without being too in your face. If you're not used to colors, this could be a great start. I'm going to head out. I hope you're having an amazing day, and I will see you next time. Bye!